On September 19, 2025, Dr. Ian Bethel Bennett, who was the presenter, did a topic on displacement. A little briefing about Dr. Ian Bethel is he is a professor of English of the School of English Studies at the University of the Bahamas, and he did an excellent job on basically speaking about displacement. Now, Dr. Ian Bethel Bennett talked about how many Bahamians are being pushed out of their homes and communities. So he said that this is caused by high living costs, which I have a picture of. I have a picture of hurricanes, unfair land laws, and foreign investors buying property, which is all what I put in the picture right up here. So after big storms like Irma, Maria, and Dorian, people could not afford to rebuild, so they had to leave, and that's basically what displacement is. So wealthy people from other countries often buy land or houses, but they never live there, which breaks up local communities and makes things more expensive for Bahamians. So laws from colonial times still give more power to the foreigners. Now, after the big storms, one of the big storms that we had that he mentioned was Hurricane Dorian. So I did a little research, and the damage amounted to it was US 3.4 billion, and there are at least 74 deaths in the country. Another 282 people were left missing after the hurricane. So I did a little research, and this is why there was so many displacement after the Hurricane Dorian, because of the how high the damage cost was, and people could not afford it. To continue, on top of that, services like transport and government helps are so hard to get, especially on the smaller islands. And now I put a map of the islands of the Bahamas, and we can all see the smaller islands like Inagua, Mayaguana, Crooked Island, San Salvador. It's very hard to get help on those smaller islands because they don't, government don't try, because Dr. Bethel Bennett warned that if people don't speak up and fight back, these problems will keep growing quietly and destroy Bahamian culture and their history. Now, with my personal reflection. So, looking back at this presentation, it made me think deeply about the whole displacement situation, and I didn't realize after Hurricane Dorian, because it hasn't impacted me, that I didn't realize how it impacted the other islands. And I didn't realize how bad the problem of displacement was. And it can still be happening today, and I am not made aware because of the old colonial laws, the government. People are not speaking out. It showed me that people can really lose their homes and culture without even noticing right away. Like, I now understand that education is not just about books, but it's about helping people stay connected to their history, land, and community, which is why I added a picture. And thinking about the whole Hurricane Dorian and the hurricanes that we face. Now they had I took this picture. It represents a lot because it represents the disaster relief or whatever. So you can give back all clothes, you can give back all stuff that you don't use to people who was affected by the hurricane. And I know after Hurricane Dorian, people was doing this, but this presentation, it just made me really think very deeply. So as you can see, my topic is Bahamian culture. So this goes back on what this means to me as a future teacher after this presentation. So I want to help my students learn about their community, history, and their rights. So I believe that it's very important to teach them how to speak up when things don't seem fair to them at all, that they have a voice. And I want to make learning meaningful by connecting it to their real life and helping them feel proud of where they came from, because education should help protect our culture and our community. So I basically gave a little bit about Bahamian culture on Tachonkanoo, to our Bahamian dishes, and to our coat of arms, our Bahamian colors. And I also put like three pictures. I have Chankanu, the coat of arms, which is forward, onward, together, and our Bahamian dishes, which has, our famous Bahamian dishes: peas and rice, conch fritters, conch salad. So it's just, I want to let them learn more about Bahamian culture. What did our country been through over that? So I want to help them learn more. Okay, so what on this slide just basically says what does this means for Bahamian education, and these three pictures are what I feel is what is most important in our country, and I feel so for schools in the Bahamas this means we teach more about our own history. For example, the first picture which shows that we were inhabited by Lucayans, and I feel so every child, this is the first thing they learn, Lucayans. So, and then the second picture in 1492, where Christopher Columbus made landfall on St. Salvador. And the third picture, which is our Independence Day when we became free from slavery, which is July 10, 1973. And I feel so if you ask students, hey, what year to become free, most of them can't tell you. And I feel as though children should learn more about their own history, especially about how their land and laws affect people. And students should really learn about what's really happening in the island. And more help could go towards the smaller farming island, like Dr. Ian Bethel said, because so students don't get left behind, because education can be a way to fight against displacement by helping children understand and protect their community if they understand more. Now, this is my list of sources cited that I got from the video. So, the first one is moving forward as a nation displays national art gallery in the Bahamas. If an entire population moves, is it still a nation? Post Irma and post colonial devastation, and push out investigating the mythologies and future of gentrifications in Over the Hill, and University of Bahamas pandemic disasters, sustainabilities, tourism, and okay, so these are also additional um, references that I got. So you have the Tribune, Bahamas Local, and that's it. So I forgot these references.